In this lesson we're looking at inequations. Now when solving an inequation, basically the same rules for solving equations apply. There is one extra rule though. Now if we divide or multiply by a negative, we reverse the inequality sign. Now when graphing solutions, let's consider x greater than 3. So there's a number line there. Now if x is greater than 3, what that means is we put a little circle around where the 3 is, and we're interested in the numbers greater than 3. So, because that's the greater sign, we're interested in all those numbers that are larger than 3. And that's indicated by the darker line there, the thicker line, with an arrow indicating, all those numbers to the right of 3. Let's consider this one, x is less than or equal to 2. Well, number line again, x less than or equal to 2. Well, we're interested in the 2 there, so a little circle around that. This time less than or equal to 2. Well, because it's less than 2, all those numbers to the left of the 2, indicated by that thick arrow line there. But the little bit difference here is that it's equal to 2 as well. It's less than or equal to 2. And since it's equal to 2 as well, we're going to colour in that circle. It's going to be a closed circle. So x greater than 3. What we can do though, without having to always mark in every single number there, just simply mark the 3, open circle because it's greater than, we don't close it in, and greater than 3, all those numbers to the right. And if we have x less than or equal to 2, a quick way of doing that, number line there, just mark in the 2 and colour it in because it's less than or equal to 2, and all the numbers then to the left of 2. Okay, well that gives you an idea of how we're going to graph the solutions when we come to that point. Now let's look at some examples. We're asked to solve the inequation and graph the solution. The first one, x plus 6 greater than 7. Well, to solve the inequation, there's our x term. We need to get rid of that plus 6. So when the plus 6 goes over, it becomes minus 6, okay, just like the equations we're used to. So there's our x by itself now. We write x greater than, and 7 minus 6 is 1. So there we have x greater than 1. So that's our solution. We've solved the inequation. We're now up to the stage where we graph the solution. So number line there with the 1 involved. X is greater than 1, so a little circle around that, and we're interested in all the numbers greater or larger than 1. So all the numbers there to the right. Our second example, 5x less than or equal to 20. Well, firstly we'll solve the inequation. There's our x term at the moment. It's being multiplied by 5. So to get rid of that, we need to divide by 5. Make sure we do it to both sides. On the left-hand side, those 5s cancel each other out. So we've got the x by itself now, less than or equal to, so we mark that down, and 20 divided by 5 is 4. So there we have it, x is less than or equal to 4. We've solved the inequation. We now are up to the stage where we graph the solution. So there's our number line with 4 marked on it. We put a little circle around it, but this time all the numbers to the left of 4. X is less than or equal to 4, and because it's equal to 4 as well, we colour the circle in, we close it in. Excellent. Some further examples now. Negative 2x less than 6. Well, let's write that down because I'm going to show you there's some cancelling out required here with a bit of a change. There's our x term at the moment. It's being multiplied by negative 2. So we need to get rid of that by dividing by negative 2. And what you do to one side, we must also do to the other side. Now this is where the extra rule kicks in. It says if we divide or multiply by a negative, we reverse the inequality sign. And that's what we've done. We've divided by negative 2. So that sign there, the inequality sign, we need to reverse. Okay, we're going to reverse that sign. So the minus 2's on the left will cancel each other out. So we write the x down. Then we're up to that sign which we are reversing. So it becomes greater than. That's what I mean by reverse. Just simply swap it over. 6 on minus 2, 6 divided by minus 2 is minus 3. So there it is, x greater than minus 3. So we've solved the equation, now we need to graph it. Graph the solution there. So there's our negative 3. Circle that, put a circle around it. We're talking about x is greater than minus 3. So the number's to the right of minus 3. Fourth example here. Minus x on 5 greater than or equal to minus 2. Well, let's write that down again. Minus x on 5 greater than or equal to minus 2. Now there's our x. At the moment, it's being divided by 5. You can also think of being divided by the minus 5 because we need to get rid of that minus 5. So to do that, we multiply by minus 5. We do it to both sides. And again, let's look at that extra rule we've got. If we divide or multiply by a negative, in this case we're multiplying by a negative, aren't we? We need to reverse the inequality sign. So there's our sign. Let's just write to reverse that. Okay, it's a good idea just to circle that in your working so that when you get to it, you're going to remember, yes, I've got to reverse that as my next step. Okay, now the minus 5s will cancel each other out. They're gone. So we have got the x by itself. Terrific. The inequality sign, we're reversing. Okay, swap it around. Becomes less than or equal to. And minus 2 times minus 5 is 10. So there's our solution. X less than or equal to 10. Let's graph it now, marking the 10. We're interested in the numbers that are less than 10, so let's colour in all that side on the left, but less than or equal to 10, so we need to close in the circle. Excellent. Well, that concludes our lesson. Good luck with your questions.